All right, y'all. Welcome back again to the Bottom Line with P. Drew. So we're gonna recap Week 5 of the NFL, and just a reminder: Thursday night football, the San Francisco 49ers go into Los Angeles and upset the Rams. I'm impressed with the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not gonna lie. I did not believe in them at the beginning of the season with all the injuries that they had. Well, knowing that they were already an injury-plagued team, and then just in the first week, second week, third week, I mean, Jay just had player after player after player going down. But shout out to them, and they just keep finding ways to win. They are ahead of the division. They defeat their division rivals, the Rams, who I picked to win the division. And I mean, like I said, Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh just keep finding ways to win. I think what happened is because remember, Robert Saleh just came back. The year that they went to the Super Bowl was the year that Robert Saleh was his defensive coordinator, and I really think that tandem together is the reason that they're able to overcome all the injuries, because Kyle Shanahan could just solely focus on calling plays and the offense because he knows he got a guy that he can trust to take care of the defensive side of the ball. And Robert Saleh, he didn't do great as the head coach, and nobody does great as a head coach of the Jets, but he didn't do, a good job as a head coach for the Jets. But we all know that he's a great defensive coordinator. He was one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. That's why he got the head coaching job in the first place. So, I mean, the fact that he's back with Kyle Shanahan, I think that, like I said, that tandem together, I believe is one of the biggest reasons that they're able to overcome all the injuries that they got and why they're sitting at the top of the division right now at 4-1. So, look, shout out to the 49ers. I still feel like they're going to fall off towards the end of the season, but that's my opinion because that's what I picked at the beginning of the season. I got to stand on it. But right now, they proved me wrong, so I give them credit. Shout out to the 49ers. The Minnesota Vikings, once again, it's the Cleveland Browns now. They finally made a change to go to the rookie Dylan Gabriel. He played a solid game, man. He didn't really make no mistakes. He didn't wow nothing. He threw a couple touchdowns, took care of the football. But like I said, Minnesota is just a better team. Carson Wentz just came off the couch eating potato chips, and now he's doing his thing in Minnesota. So he's balling. Shout out to Carson Wentz. The Vikings keep finding a way to win. The Texans just fucking embarrassed the Baltimore Ravens. I can't believe the Ravens season. They might as well just sit Lamar Jackson for the rest. Don't even rush him to come back. Don't rush it. The fucking season is over. You're 1-4. You playing who they play? Like they play somebody good as shit next week. You finna get your ass whooped again. You might as well. I think they play like the Rams or some shit. You might as well just go ahead and sit down. Don't play for the rest of the season. Y'all finna be 1-5. You look like shit. Your defense is giving up 40 points a game. Just go ahead and sit it down. The Texans couldn't get offense going all season. They barely was beating teams, and they come out and put 44 on the Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens just gave up. It's fucking travesty, man. I can't believe it because Baltimore is one of them teams that I like and that I root for because I root for Lamar Jackson, but this is embarrassing. I'm not even coming back to this shit. I'm not coming. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm sitting out the season, man. My shit fucked up, man. My hamstring done, man. I pulled that shit. It's done. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back to fight for this shit. My team ain't fighting. Nah, man, this shit is over, bro. Just go ahead and sit down. Just like the Dolphins. If I'm because Tua, like I said, fuck the Dolphins. Until Tua and the coach is gone, fuck the Dolphins. If I was a player, I just show up to collect my check. I ain't blocking. I ain't doing a goddamn thing. You lose to the Panthers. Get the fuck out of here, man. The Carolina Panthers. And it's crazy because I can't even blame Tua in this game. Tua played about as good as he's played all season. 3 touchdowns and they still lost. That lets you know. This shit is over, bro. Tua played about as good as a game as he could have played. Probably the best game he's practically played all season. And they lost to the Panthers. Like, look, if this was a halfway decent team, we like, oh man, Tua balled out. And you know what I'm saying? We just happened to lose because they was a better team. He balled out and y'all lost to the Carolina Panthers. Bro, the bottom feeding team. It's 3 bottom feeders. The Tennessee Titans, the New Orleans Saints, and the Carolina Panthers. And you know what? You got to throw the Dolphins in there. You got to take the Panthers out, put the Dolphins in. Put the Dolphins in there. Because you play your best game. So if you played your best game, Mike McDaniel, Tua played his best game of the season and you lost to the Panthers. Who you beating? Fire the coach. Fire Tua. Get rid of his ass. Fire the coach. You have no fucking hope. Tyreek gone. Free Tyreek. I've been saying this since the beginning. Free Tyreek. Free Jalen Waddle. They don't. You see, they got Jalen Ramsey got the fuck out of there. He knew what he was doing. Fuck this. I'm out. Jalen, Tyreek, you better get your ass up out of there quick. Indy, hey man, Indy keeps rolling, man. And Indy look real, man. I ain't gonna lie. Indy got me scared. I mean, you know, you see my boys back here. I'm gonna get to them because we 4-1. Yeah, we 4-1 and we beat the Chiefs. We beat the Chiefs tonight. Yeah, 4-1 out here. But Indianapolis is scaring me because I can't believe Daniel Jones. I'm literally about to stop talking shit about Daniel Jones because he is balling. I got to give it to him. Daniel Jones is balling. He look like he's with the right system and the right coach. And Indianapolis is stomping cats. They not just beating cats. They are stomping cats out here. They ain't not fucking around. They stomped the Raiders, bro. And they've been blitzing a lot of teams, man. So I can't even say that it's no fluke or it's none of that shit, man. Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts look really, really good, man. So look, shout out to the Colts. They look, like I said, they scared me. They should scare a lot of teams in the AFC because they wanted them under the radar teams. Nobody taking them serious because it's like, oh, it's just Indianapolis, Daniel Jones. Yeah, all right, they thrashing cats out here, man. Y'all better watch out for the fucking Indianapolis Colts, like for real. And the Giants. Hey, man, I'm not going to get on the Giants. Like I said, I like Jackson Dart. He got off to a good start. They jumped out, to a lead. The Giants did. They jumped out to the lead on the Saints. But I don't know. The Saints had to get a win at some point, man. I knew they was going to get a win at some point. It just happened to be against the Giants. They was at home, so they rallied. They had a defensive touchdown. Like I said, I'm not even tripping. on the Giants. The Giants got some struggling to do, but Jackson Dart just started. Like I said, I like the swag that he brings. I like the hype that's around the team. The offense looks better with him in there. I just want to see how they look going forward. But they just happened to get tripped up. Like I said, New Orleans was going to rally to win some kind of game. They just happened to do it against them at home in week 4. Come on now. So that's all that was. We ain't tripping on that. Still out here rooting for you, Jackson Dart. You're going to get it together. Dak, shout out to Dak. I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought this was one of those games, and you know what? Let me find out that Dak maybe has turned the page because historically, this is one of those games Dak would lose. So he goes out last week. He goes toe to toe with one of the best teams in the league. Historically, he might even beat that team. Like Dallas always plays to their level of competition. That's what they usually known for, especially when Dak has been the quarterback. So they'll play a really good game against a really good team like they did last week against the Packers, even though it ended in a tie. But then they would come out this week on the road against the Jets and fuck around and lose or even get their ass whooped. So the fact that they came out and Dak, they put it to and stomped the Jets, I'm actually surprised. Because this game was like, at some point, it was like 30-3. They was smacking New York, bro. They was smacking the Jets. So I give Dak and the Dallas Cowboys credit. I really do because, like I said, historically, this is one of them games Dak would go out and lose. You know what I'm saying? He'll play good against the Packers and fuck around and lose this game against the Jets. So the fact that, he came out and really put a whooping on the Jets, I give him credit, man. I give him credit. So shout out to Dak. Shout out to Dallas. Them Broncos. Oh, boy, them y'all Broncos fans been coming at me, and that is absolutely fine. That is a big win. Look, I give credit when it's due. Shout out to the Broncos. That was a big win. I said they ain't had no big wins. This is a big win, but let's be real about it now. Let's be real. Philadelphia went to a soft at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I'm sitting there watching the game. They go to a soft zone, almost damn near like a prevent defense at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Like, bro, it's only 17-3. Why are you sitting? They had like 4 dudes just sitting back in a soft zone, had the whole middle of the field open. And I'm sitting there like, bro, the game is not over. How are you sitting? You've been shutting them down, pressing them the entire game, blitzing them all over Bo Nix. And all of a sudden, now you decide to sit back and sit in a soft zone. You've been pressuring them the whole game. They only got 3 points. And then they allowed them to come downfield early in the fourth quarter, get a touchdown, get a stop, and get some momentum. Then they got another touchdown, got the 2-point, and the momentum was already gone from the Eagles. The Eagles couldn't even do nothing. They allowed Denver to get back in the game after shutting them out basically the entire game. And then you go into a soft zone early in the fourth quarter like the game is over, like there's only 3 minutes left. I didn't understand that. They let Denver come in and get all the momentum. They allowed Denver back into the game. And guess what? I'm not mad at them. Denver did exactly what they were supposed to do. Y'all gonna open the door. We gonna bust that shit open. And we coming through. And that's what they did. So shout out to the Broncos. I give it to them this week, today. I give it to the Broncos fans. Yeah, that's a big win. Y'all got it. But I still don't believe in y'all. I still don't believe that the Denver Broncos is going to make the playoffs. I don't. And I have to say that because that's what I said at the beginning of the season, and I got to stand on it. So, shout out to the Broncos, though, today, this week, because they did pick up a huge win against the Eagles. But we'll see how they look going forward, especially since, them boys just helped y'all out by beating the Chiefs. But anyway, we're going to get to that. Shout out Tennessee Titans, man. Tennessee Titans get their first win of the season. Let me tell you something. There are certain things that when you do, there's certain shit that you do that I'm sorry. If you was to get cut today, I wouldn't feel bad for you at all. I'm sorry. I would not fucking feel bad at you because how many times have we seen it? Too many times. You get your ass in the end zone before you decide to throw the fucking ball away. I don't understand, bro. What is so wrong about making sure you get at least halfway in the end zone before you decide to drop the ball and start celebrating? And it's funny, too. I still see a lot of cats. They barely cross the line. They get in far enough, but it's like, bro, secure the time. Why don't you wait to throw the ball and do the celebration when you're in the back of the end zone? Or at least halfway in. Make sure that you have secured it. Bro, I don't understand these cats. How do you throw the ball? Bro, how do you throw the ball away like you score before you score? That is the craziest thing to me, bro. It really is, bro. Like you can't secure the touchdown. You that excited. You throw the ball away before you cross the line? Cut him. I don't give a damn. If he got cut, I wouldn't feel bad for him. It's certain shit that you can't do. Think about this. If he would have scored that touchdown, they would have went up 28-6. They lost 22-21. Cut his ass. Fired, bitch. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't feel bad for you at all. You get paid all that money. First of all, you only play. This is your opportunity that you're getting because guys are out, guys are hurt. You're getting an opportunity to play, and that's the shit that you decide to do. Fuck you. I'm sorry. No, bro. No, that shit is inexcusable. Shit like that is inexcusable, bro. I'm sorry, man. We all make mistakes, but every mistake is not equal, and we all know that. A penalty, guess what? A penalty in the first is not the same as a penalty in the fourth. A missed field goal in the first quarter is not the same weight as a field goal missed in the fourth to win the game. I'm sorry, it is not the same. Your teammates come and say, bro, it's okay. The other, you get fucking cut for. I'm sorry. And that shit right there, you get cut for. That's the kind of shit. You lost the game. 28-6, the game is over. You just lost a whole game because you threw that fucking ball away. You deflated it's not just the fact you deflated your entire fucking team after that. They was up 21-6 when that happened. If he scores, it's 28-6. The game is over. You've demoralized the other team. You gave the other team hope. They fucking won the game. You cut. You fucking cut. Fuck that. Game of the week, Tampa Bay, Seattle. Hey, don't be surprised if these two. Let me tell you something. Baker Mayfield flying under the radar. The Bucs and the Seahawks are two of the better teams in the NFC. Nobody wants to admit it because coming into the season, they were both seen as kind of middle of the pack. No, man. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield put on a show, bro. They put on an offensive show on Sunday, man. They put on a show. They went back and forth. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers was able to get the last second field goal at the end to win it. But, man, it was a hell of a game. I'm not mad at either side. I got both teams in the playoffs, and I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, number one, if both of these teams end up winning their division or both of these teams end up meeting, because I believe Tampa Bay will definitely win their division. And if Seattle gets a wild card spot and they end up playing in the first round, don't be surprised if you see these two teams play again. I wouldn't be surprised. But hell of a game. Not mad at either team. Detroit's just rolling, man. Ever since that first game, Detroit had just been rolling. Looked like they ain't missed a beat from last season. They are right on schedule. They don't give a fuck about the coordinators, and they ain't doing shit where they at right now. Because both of them are struggling. So guess what? Dan Campbell is sitting fine and pretty. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, all them boys is good, man. Everybody on the Detroit Lions is good. They're going to make another run at the Super Bowl this year, so don't be surprised if they're there at the end of the season too, especially the way Philly has kind of been teeter-totter. I know Philly is still to be there, but Detroit looks like they back with a vengeance, man. They hungry. They ain't missed a beat. So they whoop up, and I told y'all, Browning, y'all better bring somebody. Y'all better trade for somebody. Browning is he's averaging, I think, 5 interceptions a game. Easy, bro. Easy. He's averaging 3 or 4 interceptions a fucking game. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It's horrible. Now, I feel bad for the Cincinnati. Good God, man. I mean, he is terrible. Trash. Browning? Jake Brown? Boy, y'all better give me Jameis Winston, goddamn. I don't know. Man, look, somebody. Give me Russell. No. Give me Russell Wilson. Yeah, I'll say it. I hate that, man. But over this guy, Jake Browning? Nah, hell no. Fuck no. Commanders over the Chargers. So the Commanders, Jalen Daniels comes, Jaden Daniels gets back, man. They don't miss a beat, man. That's all. Commanders, like I said, one of those just slow, soothing teams. They're gonna be right there at the end of the season. I still think that they're gonna win the division. Me personally, over the Eagles, I think they're going to win the division. I got Washington winning the division. And like I said, they just doing their thing, man. I think they're one of those teams just like last year that's gonna gel as the season goes on and get hot towards the end of the season. They're gonna get rolling, and they're not surprise nobody. But I believe that their season is just gonna go up and up and up and up, and they're just gonna gel as the season goes and get hot at the right part of the season. And the Chargers, I think the Chargers will be fine. They got off to a hot start, 3-2. Last 2 games, not so impressive. So now, they're going to kill Justin Herbert. But look, he got off to a hot start, did what he's supposed to do. You're hitting that mid-season, that kind of mid-season crisis, or that mid-season kind of, okay, well, this is the dead part of the season now. We showed what we are about. We just got to make sure that we're getting a lot more healthy, and then make sure we finish the season strong. So the middle of the season is always hard to judge, because you're going to have these teams that lose to certain teams and these other teams that don't come to play this week, just like how the Bills lost and like shit like that. It's like we got off to our good start. You want to play good in the first quarter of the season. Then in that middle part of the meat part of the season, that's usually it's just like in the NBA. Everybody you show everybody what you are in the beginning of the season. You come out, you ball out, you show everybody what it is, what team that you have, what you made of, what you got going on. And then in that middle of part of the season, now you're just trying to figure things out. You got guys out, you're going into the bye week. You're mixing in stuff that you're working on in practice, because through the first quarter of the season, you already know what you have. So now this is the time, like I said, where you're kind of getting healthy. You're working on different defenses. You're working on certain things that you're going to use towards the end of the season, because everybody knows the end of the season is the time that you need to start getting hot again. So everything has to be right by the end of the season. So once you show your cards at the beginning, now you get to the middle part of the season and everything is kind of like, whatever. So I'm not worried about the Chargers. I think the Chargers will be fine. I think they just took a couple of weeks off. Like, hey, we know what we are. We'll be just fine. And then the Patriots give the Buffalo Bills the first loss. Patriots are an interesting team. Patriots are a very interesting team because, like I said, I was getting on them the other day that Vrabel and them, well, they starting to look like it. Looks like that thing's maybe coming together. Like I said, they might have just caught the Bills once again, just like how the Chargers are. I think they just might have caught the Bills in that mid-season stride where it's like, hey, man, we 4-0. We know what we are. We got Superman. We got the MVP. And so now you're going into that mid part of the season where it's like you kind of just tiptoeing, tap dancing through it. Getting guys healthy, working on different things, practicing this, practicing that, working on different defenses to gear up towards the end of the season. And I think that's all that really was. I'm not going to overblow it about why, the Patriots gave the Bills their first loss. No, man. You got to remember, this is a marathon. So after the first part of the season, now we in that middle part of the season, or you're getting into it where you're getting closer to the bye week, guys thinking about vacation and all that. Yeah, man, I'm not taking that in too much consideration. Because let me tell you something right now. If New England in December and January goes up to Buffalo, they getting blown the fuck out. Guarantee you, they getting blown out. It ain't even gonna be close. So I'm not gonna take it in October. Like I said, it's that mid-season crisis that's going on right now. So not gonna take too much into it. But I will give New England credit. They did win the game, and Buffalo will be fine. And then the game tonight, look, man, I told them boys, man. I told them boys, man, look. Best team in the AFC right there, bro. Best team in the AFC. I don't care what nobody say. Jacksonville just proved it. They beat Kansas City. You seen Trevor Lawrence. The man fell down twice, got up, broke a tackle, ran into. Oh, man, come on, man. Whoever the coach, Liam Cohen, he's getting something out of Trevor Lawrence and the entire team, and it's bleeding into the team, man. Whatever he's gotten unlocked out of Trevor Lawrence, it looks like it's working. I mean, I hate that Daniel Jones, but I mean, we playing good. But the fact, like I said, Daniel Jones in Indianapolis Colts, they really do scare me. But at the end of the day, I think we better than them, and I think we are the best team in the division. Top, like I said, top 2-3 team in the AFC right now, and we definitely play it like it. Our defense takes the ball away, bro. We take the ball away. I believe our defense leads the league in defensive takeaways, if I'm not mistaken. We are a hungry defense, opportunistic defense. And as long as Trevor don't fuck the game up and throw it away, all he got to do is just manage the game. And our defense is so good, bro. We taking the ball away. Our defense is scoring, man. So all he got to do is throw a touchdown or two like he did today. Get a couple touchdowns, run a touchdown, whatever it is. He had 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. But just manage the offense and don't make mistakes and let the defense do what they do, and we'll be fine. He did throw a pick tonight, but it's like, hey, man, just minimize the mistakes. And we got a good enough defense that as long as you score 8 touchdowns, our defense is going to do what they do and put us in a good position, man. So, hey, man, shout out. Can't nobody say nothing about my team. My team's sitting pretty right now. We at the top of the division. We tied with the Colts, but once we play them, we're going to knock them off. And we're going to go ahead and take control of this division, man. Our defense is legit. It's like that. And like I said, as long as Trevor Lawrence just keeps improving as the season goes on and you know, minimize the turnovers, Jacksonville's good, man. We're going to be right there at the end of the season. Right there at the top fighting for the division, man. And really can make a deep run into the, and like I said, when you have a defense like that, a hungry, opportunistic defense like that, ain't no telling, hey, we made it to the AFC Championship with Blake Bortles playing like that because our defense was like that. That was the year we was sacking. We had the most sacks in the league. So with a good defense, and as long as you know what I'm saying, your quarterback is not losing the game and making mistakes and making, you know, losing the game for us, man, we'll be just fine. So shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. We here. Kansas City, never worry about Kansas City. Until somebody beats Patrick Mahomes, I know they'll always be there at the end of the season. So we're going to have to see them again. We probably, to be the champs, you still going to have to go through them, whoever it is. So we ain't worried about KC. But I'm glad my boys got that victory tonight over them. So, man, shout out to Jacksonville. #1 team in the AFC. Let's get it.